All right, what's up, everybody? It's time to go over the Cowboys matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. Again, this is going to be a really tough match, tough defense. Now, the previous games, like starting with the Packers, the Steelers last week, can the Cowboys offense handle these defenses and all this other stuff? With Baltimore, again, it's going to be another challenge for us. But again, I think we can handle them okay. We didn't shy away from the running game against Green Bay or Pittsburgh, and I don't think we should do that here at all. Zeke is just getting hotter and hotter, and he's just everything. He's surprising us. He's like with that screen pass, and then at the end of the final run to win the game against Pittsburgh. I mean, he's just done every week. It seems it's so exciting. You're like, what's Zeke going to do next? I mean, he's just everything. He's doing everything right, and I wonder if this guy's going to be the rookie of the year because he deserves it, at least at this point. And he's explosive. He makes plays when we need him to make plays. It's just, thank God we got this guy plus Dak. And so I same thing. Just don't shy away from the run. Don't be afraid to run the ball against Baltimore's defense. I don't think that's going to be much of a problem. They're a good defense, but still. We don't need to be shaking in our boots and be afraid of them and say, "Oh no, we got to abandon the run because they got a good defense." Nah, fuck that. Just keep running it with Zeke. Dak's looking good as always. Cool, calm, and collected. No complaints from Dak at all. And of course, we know now it's official since Tony Romo made his very emotional press conference / speech because he had the whole thing written out. And Romo he's aware of how the business works. And, he replaced Bledsoe. Now this young kid is replacing him. But, he'll be a backup. Will he be here next year? I don't know. So that's pretty much a done deal now, so we don't have to worry about that. Now we can just concentrate on football. And so Dak is going to be Dak. Zeke is going to be Zeke. And, yeah, everybody looks great. I'm not really afraid of the Falcons, or I'm sorry, not the Falcons, because I was about to say Flacco. I'm not too concerned with Flacco and the offense too much. They're good, but they're really not that explosive. They don't really have any weapons that scare me. I mean, the Steelers' offense scared me a lot more than the Ravens do. So I think now Flacco's still a good quarterback, a top quarterback. So make sure to put pressure on him. And I think everything will be all right. I don't think there's really too much of a problem. I think if we could handle the Steelers' offense, we could handle the Ravens' offense. And then as far as our side of the ball is concerned, again, just run Zeke. Dak is spreading the wealth around to Witten and to Dez and to Beasley and everybody. So there's not really too much to worry about. Stick to the formula. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Try some little trick plays if you want, just to mix it up a bit. And special teams looks pretty good. So yeah, there's really not much to go over. It's just that just put pressure on Flacco, and then offensively mix it up if you need to, but don't abandon the run because I think we're still going to be able to kick ass and drive down the field and make touchdowns with Zeke. So there's really nothing too complicated here. So would I be sad and pissed off if the Ravens beat us? Yeah, there's a possibility that they can beat us, but overall, I think we got this. I think it's. I'm very confident. This is the most confident I've been in our team for a long time. So, as you've seen, I've picked us to win all these weeks. So I'm honestly not going to pick us to lose. And again, this will be a tough game. We'll probably be very close, just like the Steelers game was. But we're at home. I think we can pull it off. And so I'm really excited to see what Zeke can do again if he's going to have another big game. Dak, of course. The defense, we'll see how they hold up again. They have some holes as always, with their tackling and this and that. But again, when we need them to make a stop, they make it. So hopefully we can get a few more turnovers too. That'd be great. But yeah, that's really about it. I'm confident, and again, it'll still be a close game, but I think we can pull it off. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be an early game, 11 o'clock my time, Mountain Time. So so we'll see what happens. Should be a real good game. We got a lot of other tough games coming up, but overall I'm very confident in our team. Should go to 9-1, 10-1 maybe. Who knows? It's really exciting, and we haven't had this record. I think it was 1977. So if we can pass that, that was one of our Super Bowl years in the '70s. The Doomsday Defense, and we had a rookie running back then with TD Tony Dorsett. So and one thing I want to I just want to say about this season. I'm not trying to get ahead here, but every time the Cowboys have won a Super Bowl, there's always been some sort of controversy, some sort of big story in the league that to where everybody's talking about the Cowboys, something within the team or with the office. Look at the first Super Bowl we won back in the 70s. It was Roger Staubach versus Craig Morton. It was Dwayne Thomas being antisocial and having just kind of sticking out and not really associating himself with the team, but we still won. And we had Bob Lilly with that big play where Bob Greasy was scrambling and he had this huge loss and they couldn't score on us but a field goal. Crazy shit. 1977, it was Hollywood Henderson, and he was like one of the very first, like him and Billy White Shoes Johnson. They were like the first kind of bad boys, showmen, before you had Dion and Michael Irvin or T.O. or Randy Moss. You had Hollywood Henderson and White Shoes Johnson. And Hollywood, of course, unfortunately, he had some substance abuse problems with cocaine and shit. Won the lottery, though, twice. I'm laughing all the way to the bank now, but, that was a big deal. Him trying to get a linebacker spot. So we had a rookie running back that year, too, like I said, with TD. So that was another issue there. In the 90s, in 92, 93, those first two back-to-back Super Bowls, it was the power struggle between the Jimmy and Jerry show. Who's really running the team? Jerry has too much power. Jimmy wants to do this. Jerry wants to go off and do all this crazy shit because all Jerry cares about is being a celebrity and having commercials and being the mascot, the unofficial mascot of the team, whereas Jimmy's the football guy. Blah blah blah. Back-to-back Super Bowls, and then guess what? Titanic sinks, and Jimmy says, "Fuck it, I'm out. I don't have total control of this team." Jerry's an asshole and an egomaniac. Bring in a doofus like Barry Switzer, comes in, should have won 3 in a row. The team was undisciplined. Yeah, we could talk about Dion's pass interference play on Michael Irvin and the shitty officiating in that game, and Larry Allen being injured and on one ankle, and Emmitt Smith being on one leg because he had a fucked up hammy, and Eric Williams' car accident, all that. But bottom line, Jerry killed the dynasty. And just before the little ass end of the Titanic plunged, we just clipped one more Super Bowl, thanks to bring Dion away from the 49ers, and the fact that we were still a good team, and we were still had the triplets, and we were still a Hall of Fame stacked team. So we were still good enough to win another Super Bowl just before the rest of the Titanic sunk. And so, that was another thing, Bozo the coach and Bozo the owner, Dumb and Dumber, bringing in Dion, Jerry getting sued because of the Nike deal or whatever the fuck that was. So there's every time the Cowboys have won a Super Bowl, there's always been some sort of extra story, extra soap opera, reality show type of thing that and just the story and just the Cowboys being in the media. Now it's even bigger because we have social media and all kind, ESPN, NFL Network, everything. So now it's even bigger, and it's NFL is more sports entertainment now. So I'm not saying we're going to win the Super Bowl this year, but I think we're going to get really close because it's just like the pieces are falling into the puzzle, and like all these like history repeating itself. It's crazy. It's really crazy. And I think we're kind of like, in order to come full circle, you kind of have to go 25 years. And I think we're probably like in the 1991 era right now. I think we need like a Charles Haley. We need that, extra, pass rushing help in order to get a Super Bowl. I think that's where we're at this year. So, and I think next year we could probably win a Super Bowl. But, if we do go to the Super Bowl, God help us, I hope we could win. But if we don't, I do not want to lose the Super Bowl because that's heartbreaking. I'd rather us just go to the NFC Championship game against whoever, lose, and then just build, go through the draft, go through free agency, just stock up on defense with the pass rushers, maybe a couple more DBs, and just get an all defense draft, and then we'll get over the hump and should be able to go to the Super Bowl. Although we could win this year, I don't know. I'm trying not to get ahead of ourselves, but it's just the thought occurred to me about that and the history and history repeating itself, that sort of thing. It's really interesting. This is one of the craziest seasons I've ever seen. So it's even crazier than 2007 because I think this team is younger and fresher and hungrier, whereas 2007 it was a mix of some young players and then some veterans like T.O. And so we weren't completely young. We were young, but not. I think this team is younger, with the exception of like Jason Witten. But I think it's younger and hungrier. It reminds me so much of the 90s teams. And, in 2007 we didn't have, we had Marion Barber, but he was just he had a couple good years as a power back, and that was it. He banged his body up too much and had to retire pretty early. So we didn't have Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, we haven't had a guy like this since Emmitt Smith, and actually Zeke is probably faster than Emmitt anyway. So it's very interesting to look back and see history repeating itself and all the storylines, and that's why we're America's team. There's always a story. We're always in the news, whether they hate us or not. They love us. They pick us to win. They pick us to lose. They shit on us all the time. Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, all those guys. Or, it's just an interesting season, and hopefully we won't come on the short end of it this time. And at the very least, I'll be happy if we can get to the NFC Championship game. If we lose that, okay, but if we lose the Super Bowl, that's just absolutely heartbreaking. And thankfully I didn't live through the 70s. I wasn't alive in the 70s to live through the Steeler losses or the Colts loss in 1970 or the catch in 81, 82. I did live through, I was very little, but I do remember that 94 49er game that I just talked about with the Dion no call and fucking Steve Young and Ken Norton going over there. That was very, and then of course the Giants losses we've had recently in the playoffs and the catch that wasn't a catch agreement. So I've gone through a lot of tough losses, but losing the Super Bowl would kill me. So if we go to the Super Bowl, we better win. And if not, just go to the NFC Championship game. If we lose that, it's going to suck, but you know what? We'll see what happens if we can get some defensive help like we did in 92 when we brought in Charles Haley. But who knows? We'll see. It's crazy league. It's been a crazy season for the better though. Great games, close games. I'm so excited. This should be another pretty good game here coming up against the Ravens. I really want to be able to split the difference with the Giants and beat those fuckers. Sweep the record with the Redskins, and we got to continue to keep on going. And hey, this is a new team, fresh, we're hungry, the youth movement, everything. And it's always something new every game, man, whether it's Zeke exploding or Dak doing something or even our defense showing up. Whatever the case, maybe some special teams will happen. You never know. Just like with that fake punt we had, that was amazing. Oh, it's just, what a great, my dog's barking. It's been a great, crazy season, and I'm just so excited, and I'm looking forward to this next game. But I got to go see what the fuck my dog is barking at. Anyway, so go Cowboys. I'll see you guys Sunday or maybe Monday morning for my post-game video. So, go Cowboys, Cowboys Nation, and peace.